So, hi, welcome to We All Meet. As I had said before, so this is like just a short series intended to introduce the WEAll network to each other in this sort of casual and quick way. And my hope is basically that the membership or like our network would be able to see how different people and members within the network are creating a well-being economy and supporting the design and implementation both locally and globally. So each week, I'm interviewing a different person and we'll put it on our YouTube channel. And so today I'm interviewing you, Raghad, as the founder of the Estidama Hub, Samba Hub,
And
which serves as an ecosystem to fuel, foster, and facilitate sustainable development in Saudi, where you live. And so with that, welcome to We All Meet. And my
thank
first question for you is, as the founder of the Sangha Hub, it's obvious that you both have a passion for this work because you founded something, and you also have a very clear vision for kind of the approach for which you want to take. And so curious, like, what was the catalyzing moment when you realized that this was something that you wanted to do, or that economic systems change was necessary?
right. Ooh, I think it's truly so many small moments coming together. But then I think if every single moment of my life is a piece of puzzle, the moment I felt like I could actually start seeing the puzzle when I was working at UNESCO. At that time, it just clicked to me that the state of the world is nothing but a reflection of the state of the citizens of the world. So I was always kind of curious about how can we shape systems that are fit for the human spirit? What does it truly mean to be human? And I studied politics and I did my master's in public policy just to kind of get closer to that. And I think by realizing how we and our well-being and our mindset shaping the state of our world and our economic system and our reality, that's when I understood that in order for us to kind of live in a world that is fit for the human spirit, then we got to focus on the being themselves. And that's how I started Sangha really. So a lot of people find it really confusing. What are you truly doing? Are you coaching or are you focusing on well-being? How is that shaping economies? And I really do get it because there's so many different layers to it, but it just takes time for us to understand the core of things and how everything is interconnected to start grasping the concept of well-being economy
Mm.
in general.
And do you find, like, through your work and the people that you work with, that you're able to like articulate the importance or purpose of a well-being economy? Like, do you feel like people have a difficult time grasping it, or do you think they understand it? And like, especially, I liked your point about, ensuring basically citizens' participation, although you said it much more eloquently than I am saying now. Yeah, and how do you find the people that you work with respond to that intention? Yeah.
I think people are they get excited with the idea and like they see the potential of it, but the reaction always feels a little bit more like, oh, that would be a beautiful dream. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it sounds so beautiful, but as if it can't be a reality in a way. There's still a gap between, yes, I get it, I see it so beautiful, but I don't see them being there. And you know there's still that, maybe there's a lot of work for us to do in terms of making the bridge look
Yes.
clearer, or path to well-being economy, so it doesn't seem like a far
Mm-hmm.
you know dream or something that is just an
Yeah.
idea. Um,
Yeah, I
so
met
that,
someone that's interesting because I was in conversation with some of them the other day, and I was getting all excited, economic systems change, da, da, da. And we were having this like beautiful conversation, but then at the end of the conversation, after probably like 10, 15 minutes, he's like, sounds a little bit utopian, don't you think? And I was like, no, we just came so far. We just talked for 15 minutes. I promise it's not. Yeah. Um, cool. And
but I get it.
yeah. No.
Yeah, like the economic system that we're living today, a lot of the things that we're living today, and technology and AI driven world and all of that, it just teaches us that everything that once felt and was a dream just takes time for it to unfold physically. It just requires more people to believe in it, do the work,
Yeah.
so to make it happen. It just takes us
Yeah.
to make.
So perfect segue into my next question, which is about hope. And, it often, when you do get met with people that are telling you that you're living in the clouds, or when you are trying to articulate the bridge, or maybe you have like an absolute garbage week and you're just feeling like, what am I even doing? How do you and where do you find hope?
I think I always tell myself and tell people around me, don't base your optimism and hope on what's around you and what people are doing, as much as you knowing the part and the role you're going to play. And
Mm,
yes, maybe I think keeping that vision clear and in front of you and driving you, there's just something you're so certain within you that gives you life, that just, as soon as you talk about it and work for it, you
mhm.
feel that fire kindled within you. And just realizing that, we all come to life with a purpose. And just keeping that in mind and working for it, knowing that what role you'll play is, I think, what gives me hope. I think if we just wait for everyone to kind of be on board for us to be optimistic about this is how, going to happen, it's cool, but we will get disappointed at times.
Mm.
So I just rather know what part I'll play and get that inspiring people. Um, does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Random question because we've got another minute. What piece of the puzzle, or like what piece of the change, like maybe on a cultural level, do you feel is the kind of biggest maybe lever or point? Does that question make sense? Like, is it people's inability to see optimism, or like a feeling of defeatedness, or is it you know our desire for consumption, or what is it that is on a cultural level, from what you see, blinding or prohibiting the change that's needed?
Ignorance, simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, because our reality is shaped here, and the amount of knowledge you have allows you to kind of widen your perspective. There's a lot of things around us, and we can only see when we allow ourselves to see them.
Mm,
And when the knowledge is there to allow us to kind of actually acknowledge and for our eyes to see the things that
mhm,
are around us, we're very selective. So our education system is just needs to be revolutionized. We really need to start changing the way starting with understanding what it means to be human, how we interact with ourselves and our surroundings, how do we understand that we're part of nature too, what systems really work for us and not against us. And when we say there's opportunities for whom and for what, is it people on the planet or just economic system,
mhm,
profits? And so having that clear and having your relationship with self is clear, I think we then will be in the right mindset to create a world that is fit for us, because then we are actually in connection with that.
yeah.
But if we don't have that, how are we supposed to create systems and a world that is fit for the human spirit and the planet? It sounds kind of tricky. I
Yeah.
don't want to say impossible, tricky.
Tricky. Yeah, sure. Well, thank you so much. That was just very enjoyable. Thank you. A lot of insights. And yeah, we will speak soon, and I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you.